Anyone remembers? Where we left the chariot? It is Balagandi, the place called Balagandi. Okay. So we continue from 14th chapter. This chapter is entitled Performance of Vṛndāvana Pastime. Because yesterday we had the festival of Hera Panchami. Hera means to see, and Panchami is on the 5th day. So Lakshmi Devi, when she sees Lord Jagannath is missing and he has not returned, so she becomes anxious and she comes out with her associates to come and see Lord Jagannath. There are many, very intimate pastimes, exchanges. So this is the first verse. Kaviraj Goswami says, Gaura Pashyan Atma Vrinde Shri Lakshmi Vijayotsavam Shutva Gopi Rasolasam Rishtra Prema Nanarthasa. So accompanied by his personal devotee, Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu went to the festival known as Lakshmi Vijayotsav. Hera Panchami is also called Lakshmi Vijayotsav. There he discussed the super excellent love of the gopis. Just by hearing about them, he became very pleased and danced in great aesthetic love for the Lord. Jayo Jayo Gaura Chandra Shri Krishna Chaitanya Jayo Jayo Nityananda Jayo Dvaita Dhanya. All glories to Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu known as Gaura Chandra. All glories to Lord Nityananda Prabhu. All glories to Advaita Acharya who is so exalted. Jayo Jayo Shri Vasadi Gaura Bhaktagan Jaya Shruta Ganyahara Gaura Pranatha. All glories to the devotees headed by Srivas Thakur. All glories to the readers. Kaviraj Goswami is glorifying his readers of Caitanya-Caritāmṛta. All glories to the readers who have taken Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu as their life and soul. Hey Mata Prabhu Achen Prema Rayavesh Hena Kale Pratap Rudra Karila Pravesh. So while Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu was resting in aesthetic love, Maharaj Pratap Rudra entered the garden. So this is where we left, the place called Balagandi. There is a garden where Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, after so much of aesthetic dancing, he took a little rest. And while Lord Chaitanya Mahaprabhu was resting, King Maharaj Pratap Rudra, he entered the garden. Sarvavama Upadeshe Chadi Rajavesh Ekala Vaishnava Vesha Karila Pravesh. Sarva Bhattacharya instructed King Pratap Rudra to give up his kingly dress, his royal dress. And he entered the garden in the dress of a Vaishnava. Ekal Vaishnava Veshe Karila Pravesh. The Prabhupada comments that sometimes members of International Society for Krishna Consciousness, especially in the Western countries, find it difficult to approach people to distribute books because they are unfamiliar with the traditional saffron robes of the devotees. The devotees have therefore inquired whether they can wear European or American dress before the general public. From the instruction given to King Pratap Rudra by Sarvam Bhattacharya, we can understand that we may change our dress in a way to facilitate our service. This is very important principle. Prabhupada says we can change our dress in a way to facilitate our service, to be able to perform our service with distinction. When our members change their dress to meet the public or to introduce our book, they are not breaking the devotional principle. So this is said that to achieve a higher principle, one can break the lower principle. But the purpose has to be clear. That is to accomplish the higher principle. The real principle is to spread Krishna consciousness movement. This is the higher principle. And if one has to change into regular Western dress for this purpose, there should be no objection. There is once a pastime of Srila Prabhupada. Srila Prabhupada was preaching in Germany. And we all know Germany is a country which is cold. Normally, most part of the year it is excessively cold. So His Holiness Sachinandan Swami Maharaj was sharing his realization of Srila Prabhupada. He mentioned, Pranav, are you on duty?
Prabhuji, I am outside, Prabhuji.
You are not at home.
In the temple premises, Prabhuji. Not at home.
Which temple?
It is in Agartala, Prabhuji.
So, Sachinandan Swami Maharaj's father, he challenged Prabhupada and he said, Swamiji, you have come from a tropical country, India, where the weather is hot, and you are imposing your own dress, dhoti and kurta, to these Western people where the country is cold. So Prabhupada said that dress does not have any relevance. What has relevance is how can one become Krishna conscious. So you may wear coat and pant. But if by wearing coat and pant you can become nearer to God, I have no objection. I do not ask you to change your dress. But my only purpose and principle is that you should become God conscious or Krishna conscious. So dress is external. But what is internal is the consciousness. And what is the purpose? Purpose is to accomplish the principle of spreading Krishna consciousness. So most of the time we see our young preachers, youth preachers, they go to universities, colleges, institutions. They don't dress in saffron. They dress in like all the students dress, to resemble amongst them like a student. So here, what is important is that Krishna consciousness should be spread. This is what Srila Prabhupada is mentioning here. So Maharaj Pratap Rudra, because if he would have been in the dress of the king, anyone remembers what was the response of Lord Chaitanya Mahaprabhu? Why he had to change the dress? Why Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, to approach Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, Pratap Rudra had to change the dress? Yes, Ramya Madhuri. बोलिए.
Hare Krishna Prabhuji. Prabhuji Mahaprabhu replied chi chi to
Little louder, please.
Prabhuji. Hare Krishna Prabhuji. Mahaprabhu replied chi chi to Pratap Rudra Dev.
One more time, I have increased my volume.
Mahaprabhu replied.
Yeah, what was his response? What did he say?
Chi chi Prabhuji.
Chi chi. Abominable. That I was touched by whom? He did not say chi chi to Pratap Rudra per se, but to whom? To a Vishayi. Someone who is day and night indulged in sense gratification. Sava bhakte ragya nila yoda hate haya Prabhu pad dhari pade sahasa kariya. Maharaj Prataprudra was so humble that with folded hand, he first took permission from all the devotees. See his humility and his etiquette. Then with great courage, he fell down and touched the lotus feet of the Lord. Ankhi mudi Prabhu preme bhumi te shayana narapite nay punya kare pada samvahana. As Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu lay on the raised platform with his eyes closed in ecstatic love and emotion, the king very expertly began to massage his leg. Narpati ne punya kare. Narpati means the king. Nar means the man and Pati means the king. And ne punya means which is done very perfectly or expertly. And what is that karya which the king was doing very expertly? Pada samvahan. He was massaging the legs of Lord Chaitanya Mahaprabhu very expertly. See how much eagerness he has. And there is no false notion in his heart to be the king. He is taking such humble position. Rasa-līlā shloka padi kare nastavana jayati te dikam adhyay karena pathana. The king began to recite the verse about the Rasa-līlā from Srimad Bhagavatam. He recited the chapter beginning with the words Jayati te dikam. Anyone knows this verse? Without saying, very, very popular verse. Okay, Sonika knows. This is the Gopi Geet's first verse. Yes, Sonika? Boli.
Yes, Prabhuji, the same thing I wanted to tell. It is from Gopi Geet only.
Recite the verse.
Jayati te dikam janmana vraja.
Not like this. Jayati te.
Jayati te dikam janmana vraja. Sorry, Prabhuji, I forgot.
Sharata Indira. Okay.
I forgot right now, Prabhuji.
But when Kartik will come, you will recite. Okay.
Yeah, Prabhuji. Yes, Prabhuji.
Okay. So, he recited a chapter beginning with the verse Jayati Te Dikam. This is the verse from Srimad Bhagavatam, Canto 10, Chapter 31. Constitute what is known as the Gopi Geet. Sunite sunite Prabhu Santosha apar Bala bala bali Prabhu Bale bar bar. When Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu heard these verses, he was pleased beyond limits. And he said again and again, go on reciting, go on reciting. Caitanya-Caritāmṛtam. This is the next verse. Shlok, Rajya ye padhila, uthi Prema vishe Prabhu alinga na karila. So Maharaj Prataprudra was reciting the Gopi Geet, and when this verse comes, anyone knows this verse? This is very popular, most popular verse among the Gopi Geet. Tava Caitanya-Caritāmṛtam tapta jivanam Kavibhiritam kalmashapaha Shravana mangalam Srimad-aditam Bhuvi-grinantiye Bhurirajana. This is also glorifying the process of Shravana. So as soon as Chaitanya Mahaprabhu heard the word Tava Caitanya-Caritāmṛtam, the Lord arose in ascetic love and embraced Maharaj Prataprudra. And what did he say? Tumi mora dile bahu amulya ratana mora kichu dite nahi dilyuna lingana. Upon hearing the verse recited by the king, Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu said, you have given me invaluable gems, but I have nothing to give you in return. Therefore, I am simply embracing you. ऐता बोले सही श्लोके पढ़े बार बार दुई जनार अंग कंप नेत्र जले धार. After saying this, Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu began to recite the same verse again and again. Both the king and Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu were trembling and tears were flowing from their eyes. Caitanya-Caritāmṛtam tapta jīvana kavi virīritam kalmashapaha shravana mangalam Srimadātata bhuvi grinantiye bhuridājana. So what the gopis are saying, that my Lord, the nectar of your words and the description of your activities are the life and soul of those who are aggrieved in this material world. So what they do? They live by your the amrit of your katha, nectar of your words and description. That is Tava Katha-mṛta. And what is the result of indulging in the Kathamrit? Is tapta jivanam. That they are completely relieved. Not just relieved, they are completely satisfied. These narrations are transmitted by exalted personalities and they eradicate all sinful reactions. Very important. This is the power of Krishna Katha. That just by hearing, all the papas, all the sinful reaction is burned to ashes. The narrations are transmitted by exalted person and they eradicate all sinful reaction. Whoever hears these narrations attains all good fortune. That he attains the good fortune. These narrations are broadcast all over the world and are filled with spiritual power. Those who spread the message of Godhead are certainly the most munificent welfare workers. They are Bhurida. Bhurida means that who give the greatest benediction to others. Jana means the persons. So whoever is broadcasting the glories and pastimes and narrations of the Supreme Personality of Godhead is doing, he is bestowing the greatest gift. And whoever is hearing, how many are hearing? Out of the group of 40, some 7-8 people are hearing. Others are still busy. This is the single most important activity to be done. To be tapta jivana. Shravana mangalam. Just by hearing, everything auspicious is invoked. And we saw so clearly in our Puri Yatra. What was one thing differently we were doing? That we were just hearing. But still, the conditioned soul, it's very difficult for him. Nate vidu swarth gatim hi Vishnu durashaya bahi arth manika. That swarth. Swarth means the self-interest. Nate vidu. In this age of Kali, people do not know what is the self-interest or what is the most beneficial thing for them. Neither do they know themselves, nor do they accept even after being told again. Anyway, glories to those who are hearing. And what to say of those who don't find time to hear. So this is one of the most important verse in the entire Rasa-līlā section. From chapter 29 till 33. This is the most important verse. Shravana mangalam. Tava kathamritam tapta jivanam kavi viriditam kalmashapam shravana mangalam Srimad-aditam. So this the gopis are broadcasting, these gopis are confirming that what is the greatest welfare activity is to broadcast and to hear. Bhurida bhurida boli kare alingana iho nahi jani iho hoye kona jana. After reciting this verse, Chaitanya Mahaprabhu immediately embraced the king and cried, "You are the most munificent. You are the most munificent." At this point, Chaitanya Mahaprabhu did not know who the king was or who this person was. Purve sevade ki tara kripa upajila anusandhan vina kripa prasada karila. So Kaviraj Goswami is saying that Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu mercy was aroused because of the king's previous service. Therefore, even without asking who he was, the Lord immediately bestowed his mercy upon him. What was the previous service? What was the previous service, Ganesh? Unmute and speak.
Can you repeat once again? Sorry.
What was the previous service?
He was booming the street, Prabhuji.
Huh?
King was roaming the
Street.
car street.
Yeah. He was grooming the street. He was applying the broom before the cart. Ei dekhi chaitanyera kripa mahabala tara anusandhana vina karaye safala. How powerful is the mercy of Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu. Without even inquiring about the king, the Lord made everything successful. Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu mercy is so powerful that it acts automatically. If a person renders loving service to Krishna, it never goes in vain. It is recorded in a spiritual account, and in due time it will fructify. This is confirmed by the Bhagavad Gita 240. Neha vikrama nasho asti pratyavayo na vidyate swalpamapi asya dharmasya rahite mahato bhayat. In this endeavor, there is no loss or diminution. And a little advancement on this path can protect one from the most dangerous type of fear. Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu has particularly bestowed upon all fallen souls in this age the most potent method of devotional service, Sankirtan, the congregational chanting of the Lord's holy name. And whoever takes to it through the mercy of Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu is immediately elevated to the transcendental platform. As Srimad Bhagavatam 11, Canto, 5th chapter, 32 verse recommends, Yagne Sankirtane Praye Yajanti Sumedisa. A student of Krishna consciousness must receive Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu's mercy. Then his devotional service will quickly succeed. So what is the purpose of our performing the practice? Is to become the recipient of mercy of Lord Chaitanya Mahaprabhu. This was the case with King Prataprudra. One has to be noticed by Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, and a little service with sincere effort will convince the Lord that one is a proper candidate for returning home back to Godhead. At first, Maharaj Prataprudra did not have a chance to meet Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu. But when the Lord saw the king was serving Lord Jagannath as a menial sweeper, the Lord mercy upon the king became a solid fact. When Maharaj Prataprudra in the dress of a Vaishnava was serving the Lord did not even inquire who he was. Rather, he had compassion upon him and embraced him. Krishnadas Kaviraj Goswami wants to point out that nothing could compare to the Lord's mercy towards Maharaj Prataprudra. Therefore, he uses the word dekha, just see, and Chaitanya re kripa mahabal. How powerful is the mercy of Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu? It is also confirmed by Prabodhananda Saraswati. Yat karunya kataksh vaibhava vavantam Chaitanya Chandramit 5. Even a little of Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu's mercy serves as a great asset for spiritual advancement. Therefore, the Krishna consciousness movement must be spread through the mercy of Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu. When Rupa Goswami experienced the mercy and magnanimity of Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, he said, Namo Mahavadanyaya Krishna Prema Pradayate Krishnaya Krishna Chaitanya Namane Gaur Tvishe Namaha. I offer my respectful obeisances unto the Supreme Lord Shri Krishna Chaitanya, who is more magnanimous than any other avatar. Even Krishna himself, because he is bestowing freely what no one else has ever given. And what is that? Pure love of Krishna. Srila Lochan Das Thakur has also sung, Param Karuna Paho Duijana Nitai Gaura Chandra. The two brothers Nitai and Gaura are so kind that no one can compare to them. Similarly, Narottam Das Thakur has sung, Brajendra Nandana Ye Sachi Shuta Hoila Se Balaram Hoila Nitai Dinahina Yatta Chila Hariname Udharira Tara Shakshi Jagai Madhai. Just to deliver the sinful persons of this age by propagating the chanting of the holy names, Lord Krishna and Lord Balram had advented as Chaitanya Mahaprabhu and Nityananda Prabhu. So yesterday, when we were taking darshan, you saw now there were two old elderly persons, one Mataji and her husband. So when they came in front of Gaur Nitai, she asked me, "Ye kaun se Bhagwan hai?" If I thought that if I will tell them this is Gaur Nitai, they will not understand. So I told them this is Krishna Balaram. But they have appeared differently. So that is true. That they are actually Krishna Balaram. Okay. Just to deliver this sinful person by the age of propagating the chanting of the holy name, Lord Krishna and Lord Balram have advented as Chaitanya Mahaprabhu and Nityananda Prabhu. Jagai and Madhai are evidence of their success. Shri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu's special mission is the deliverance of the fallen soul in Kali Yuga. Devotees of Krishna must persistently seek the favor of and mercy of Shri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu to become fit to return home back to Godhead. So unless and until the mercy of Lord Chaitanya and Nityananda is there, no one can become fit or eligible to return home back to Godhead. Prabhu bole ki tumi karila mora hita achambite asi piyao Krishna-līlā-mṛta. Lord Caitanya Mahaprabhu is further. He is making a request. Finally, Shri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu said, "Who are you? Ke tumi? Karila mora hita. You have done so much for me. Achambite asi. All of a sudden you have come here and made me drink the nectar of the pastimes of Lord Krishna. Piyao Krishna-līlā-mṛta. Raja kahe ami tomar daser anudag vrittera vritta karai morash." The king replied, "My dear Lord, I am the most obedient servant of your servants." Wow. See, what an introduction. He does not say that I am the king of this Utkal province. He says, I am the most obedient servant of your servants. It is my ambition that you will accept me as the servant of your servants. This is the success formula. Not try to say that I am your servant. that I am the servant of your servant, and my ambition is that you will accept me as the servant of your servant. So see Prabhupada's purport. The greatest achievement for a devotee is to become a servant of the servants of the Lord. Actually, no one should desire to become the direct servant of the Lord. Many times we see people say, we received mercy of the Lord. Are the Lord, what connection do you have with Lord? Do you have any connection? Do the Lord recognize you? The mercy is flowing through the parampara. Because you have the fortune to come in parampara, you are receiving the mercy. But not being able to acknowledge the greatness of being in parampara and saying the Lord was giving us mercy, that is rasa bhas. That means one has not understood how the mercy flows. See clearly what Prabhupada will speak in the book. Actually, no one should desire to become the direct servant of the Lord. That is not a very good idea. When Prahlad Maharaj was offered a benediction by Narsingh Dev, Prahlad rejected all kinds of material benediction. But he prayed to become the servant of the servants of the Lord. When Dhruv Maharaj was offered a benediction by Kuber, the treasurer of the demigods, Dhruva could have asked for unlimited material opulence, but he simply asked for the benediction of becoming the servant of the Lord. Olavish Sridhar was a very poor man, but when Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu wanted to give him a benediction, he also prayed to the Lord to be allowed to remain a servant of the Lord. The conclusion is that being the servant of the Supreme Personality of Godhead is the highest benediction one can desire. But not everyone can desire, because this is very, very pure desire. This is the purest of the pure desire. Unless and until one's heart has become cured, it has become pure, then only such aspiration can come in the heart. Otherwise, it is not possible. Why? Because everyone is wanting to become the master of the master of the master. So how will it be possible to accept the position of the servant of the servant of the servant? That is Das, Dasanudas. But actually in the spiritual realm, this is the highest position. There is no position which is higher than this. So Maharaj Pratap Rudra, how could he come to this conclusion? Anyone knows? How Maharaj Pratap Rudra could come to this conclusion? Although he was the king. Why is he saying that I want to be the servant of your servants? Not why he is saying that I want to be your direct servant. I narrated it in the Yatra also. And here also you can see. On whose suggestion did he change his dress, his Vesha? We read that today. Yes, Ravindra. Ravindra Prabhu, yes, boliye.
Hare Krishna Prabhuji.
Hare Krishna.
In the instruction of Sarvabhauma Bhattacharya, he changes their.
Sarvabhauma Bhattacharya. He considered himself lower than Sarvabhauma Bhattacharya. And Sarvabhauma Bhattacharya is very much liked and admired by Lord Chaitanya Mahaprabhu. So because this was the suggestion made by Sarvabhauma Bhattacharya, Lord accepted it. If it would have been Maharaj Pratap Rudra's own idea, what would be the result? What would be the result? Yes, Priyanka Mataji. If he would have on his own changed the dress and approached Lord Chaitanya Mahaprabhu,
It is his own conception, Prabhuji.
हाँ,
ये उनका अपना conception होता और
रिजल्ट क्या था? छी छी
ठीक है.
छी छी. So our own ideas are what?
ठीक है.
Chi chi. Mahaprabhu, can we get mercy from Mahaprabhu? Mahaprabhu says chi chi. In one purport, Prabhupada says that we should become servants of those who are recognized servants. Whoever Lord has accepted as servant, if we become their servant, we are automatically recognized by the Lord. But if we try to directly become the servant of the Lord, that means we remain unrecognized by the Lord. Okay, let's proceed. We'll take some more verses. तबे महाप्रभु तारे ऐश्वर्य दिखाइला करे ह न कही बारी ना दिदे ना एई निदेश करिला. At that time, Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu displayed some of his divine opulences to the king, and he forbade him to disclose this to anyone. Raja hena jnana kabhu na kaila prakash antarisha kala jnane bahira udas. Although within the heart, Chaitanya Mahaprabhu knew everything that had happened, externally he did not disclose it. Nor did he disclose that he knew he was talking with King Prataprudra. Prataprudrera bhagya dekhi bhakta gane raja prashamam se sabha anandita mane. Kaviraj is saying that, dear devotees, bhakta gane dekhi, what to see? Bhagya, of whose bhagya? Prataprudrera. Seeing the Lord's special mercy upon King Prataprudra, the devotee praised the king's good fortune, and their mind became open and blissful. They all praised him, and they all became very happy. This is the characteristic of a pure Vaishnava. He is never envious of any other devotee receives the mercy and strength of Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu. A pure Vaishnava is very happy to see person elevated in devotional service. Unfortunately, there are many so-called Vaishnava who become envious to see someone actually recognized by Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu. It is a fact that no one can preach Chaitanya Mahaprabhu's message without receiving the special mercy of the Lord. This is known to every Vaishnava. What is the verse? Anyone knows the verse? That without receiving the mercy, one cannot preach. Very famous verse. Very famous verse. Kali kalera dharma Krishna nama sankirtana Krishna shakti vina nahi tara parvartana. So Kali kalera dharma. What is the dharma for this age of Kali? Is Krishna nama sankirtana. Is to preach the glories of the Supreme Lord Shri Krishna. But who can preach? Not anyone and everyone. Krishna shaktu vinu nahi. Without the Shakti or the empowerment of Krishna, one cannot tara parivartana. One cannot convert anyone from a non-devotee to become a devotee. So what is required is Krishna Shakti. So Krishna empowers. So what Prabhupada is speaking in this purport, Prabhupada is revealing his heart. He is saying that yet there are some envious persons who cannot tolerate the expansion of this Krishna consciousness movement all over the world. They find fault with the preacher who has spread this movement and do not praise him for his excellent service he has rendered in fulfilling Chaitanya Mahaprabhu's mission. Can you see the purport? Can you get some feeling of this purport? What is this purport speaking? Prabhupada is speaking through this purport. Quickly, what Prabhupada is speaking through his purport? You are again busy in reading here. This is to be relished through the heart. Caitanya-Caritāmṛta is postgraduate study. No one. What you are hearing. Prabhupada is expressing his own heartfelt resentment that how his God brothers are criticizing him. And they are fearing to recognize the empowerment that has been given by Chaitanya Mahaprabhu to Srila Prabhupada to preach this Nam Sankirtan movement all over the world. See again carefully. And which people who cannot tolerate the expansion of this Krishna consciousness movement all over the world, they find fault with the preacher who has spread this movement. Who is that preacher? That is Srila Prabhupada. And do not praise him for his excellent service he has rendered in fulfilling Chaitanya Mahaprabhu's mission. Dandavata Kari Raja Pahire Chalila Yoda Haste Kari Sabya Bhaktera Vandila. Submissively offering praise to the devotees with folded hands and offering obeisances to Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, the king went outside. Madhya-līlā Prabhu Laya Bhakta Gana Vani Nath Prasada Laya Kaila Gamana. After this, Vaninath Rai brought all kinds of prasad, and Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu accepted lunch with all the devotees. Sarvabhauma Ramananda Vaninath Diye Prasad Pathala Raja Bahuta Kariya. The king also sent a large quantities of prasadam through Sarvam Bhattacharya, Ramanand Rai, and Vaninath Rai. Can anyone tell me who is Vaninath Rai? He is from Caitanya-Līlā. We went to his place in Mayapur. Yes, Pranav.
Prabhuji, brother of Gadadhar Pandit.
Yes, Dvija Vaninath. And what was the place?
Yes, Prabhuji.
What was the place? What was that area where we went?
Champahati.
Very good. Very good. Champahati. And what were the deities?
Gaur Gadadhar, Prabhuji.
Very good. Excellent. Excellent. So we'll stop here. And we will resume tomorrow. Krishna willing. There will be very few people to hear this. Why? Because hearing by this, what will happen is Shavana Mangalam Srimad Avitam Kavi Virididam Kalmashabdam. All the reactions of one sinful life will be burned to ashes. How? Simply by hearing. And how the hearing is to happen? Not by head, but by heart. Hearing with heart. Hare Krishna. Shri Caitanya-Caritāmṛta ki jai. Srila Kaviraj Goswami ki jai. Srila Prabhupada ki jai. Nitai Gaur Premanandi Hari Hari. Someone wants to say anything? Want to share? I'll share two things. Continuing with our yatra. On 16th, I took that sweet from here. Today is 26. 12 days. The sweet is intact. Milk sweet. Its life is 2 days. It has elongated 6 times. And today I went to the doctor for some other purpose. I got my BP checked. In last 10 days, I never took any medicine. I even forgot. BP was absolutely normal. 120/80. 4 times I got it checked. And it was completely normal. So it confirms that the yatra was within this spiritual potency. It was not ordinary. It was extraordinary. But I don't know how long it will continue. Because what we do, we allow the lower modes to get over us. And then we lose the spiritual potency. I pray. And also today something very amazing happened. I have finalized the Braj Yatra. And it will be very amazing. We will be going to those places, most of it we have not even heard of. We will be going to, we started last time from the eastern side. This time we will go to the western side of Yamuna. We will go to Kamyavan and Kokilavan. When I went and took darshan on the darshanarthi today, I saw Radhachandran Prabhu in front of me. And we were having some exchanges. And finally he came to my room asking for something. And when he came to my room, then I asked him, Prabhu, tell me where should I go in Vraj? That place which is unexplored for us. And then he very systematically gave me the flow of how to move. So 16th, we will be leaving from Radha Parsarthi temple. And we will go first to Yavat. Last Braj Yatra where we started, anyone remembers? From where we started? Where? Speak the name.
Raval Prabhuji.
Yeah, that is the birthplace of Srimati Radharani. And Yavat is the place of her in-laws where she is married. 1 minute. बोलो.
मैंने वो डिवाइडेड कर दिया, बीच में 40 किलो दिया.
प्रभुपाद जी में भी लगेगा.
हाँ हाँ, बीच में 40 दिया, दोनों तरफ 20-30 दिया, तो 100 हो गया और 10 किलो प्रभुपाद जी के लिए.
सही है, बिल्कुल सही है.
ठीक है ना?
ठीक है. नरसिंह देव में तो कुछ लग ही नहीं सकता.
नहीं, कुछ नहीं लग सकता.
अच्छा, ठीक है. तुम लोग पुजारी के सामने ही चले जाना भैया. मैं नहीं आ पाऊंगा, मेरी तबीयत नहीं ठीक है. ठीक है.
नहीं, हम लोग अभी ऊपर जा रहे हैं. ऊपर जा रहे हैं.
और ड्रेस चेंज करके जाना भाई.
नहीं, ड्रेस चेंज कर दिया, बाकी आपको फोटो भेज देंगे जब हो
ठीक
जाएगा.
ठीक है. ठीक है. This flower bangla for Radha Parsarthi tonight. Beautiful decoration of Mogra flower. Someone has sponsored it. Okay, so we will be going to first Yavat. And there is beautiful Kishori Kund. Many pastime places. Most of the pastimes we have not known. And most of the areas we have never heard. Then we will be going to Kokilavan. Yesterday I told someone that Sonika sings as a Kokila, as she is the Kokila. So we will be going to Kokilavan. Where Krishna becomes Kokila. And he calls Srimati Radharani. Very beautiful pastime places. There is Charan Pahari. That is where Krishna used to slide from the slopes. Very beautiful amorous pastime between Radha and Krishna. And then we'll be going to Kamyavan. Yeah. And then if possible, we will be going to Ter Kadamba. So many adventurous places. And in the night we will go and rest in Vṛndāvana. Because next day is Srila Prabhupada's appearance day. And this time we will hear full glorification of Prabhupada without any interruption. And then in the evening, as usual, we go to Govardhan. It's a jam-packed. I was wanting 4 days of full program. It is 4 days of full program. I'll explain how. 16th is Kokilavan and Kamyavan. 17th is Vṛndāvana, Srila Prabhupada disappearance. 18th is Govardhan. 18th night we return. And 19th is Jagannath Rath Yatra in Delhi, in Red Fort. All 4 days back. And Sunday, those who have come from outside can return after attending the 4 days of festivity and program. So Krishna willing, this is firm. Within 2-3 days, I will firm it up, and then we will start the bookings, the reservation bookings. So you have to tell me how many people you think you will bring, whom you want to bring. Okay. Hare Krishna. Now anyone wants to speak anything? Someone wants to say? Manini Mataji, आप अपना
हरे
वीडियो
कृष्ण प्रभु जी दंड दंडवत प्रणाम प्रभु जी।
आप वीडियो बंद करके ही रखना। मैं 100
नहीं
कह
प्रभु
के हार जाऊंगा, लेकिन आपको कोई असर नहीं होगा।
नहीं प्रभु जी, सॉरी प्रभु जी।
मैंने कहा जो वीडियो बंद करता है वो मेरा स्टूडेंट नहीं है।
नहीं प्रभु जी, हूँ प्रभु जी।
उसके बाद भी बंद करेंगे, ठीक है?
नहीं प्रभु जी, नहीं बंद करूंगी प्रभु जी, नेक्स्ट टाइम से।
4 दिन का प्रोग्राम हमने आज सेट कर दिया, लेकिन उस समय सर्दी होगी तो सोच के आना भाई, जो सर्दी सह सकता है वही आना। वहां बोला हीटर नहीं है, गीजर नहीं है, फलाना नहीं है, दिमागा नहीं है, मेरे को नहीं पता। ठीक है? हरे कृष्ण। श्रील प्रभुपाद की जय। We will continue. We will read daily the Caitanya-Caritāmṛta till the end of the Rath Yatra. अभी रथ यात्रा समाप्त नहीं हुई है। कल बहुड़ा होगा। कल है बहुड़ा या परसों है?
28 को प्रभु जी।
28 तो परसों है।
परसों।
अभी कल